up, Shinigami Kai? It's your host here, Shinigami, aka Sensei Danny. Welcome back to my channel. Great to have you back. First video of the new year. And as you can tell from the thumbnail, I'm going to be doing some actual gear reviews this time. Particularly these gloves, which I used in my last two Street Beefs fights. Which, as I'm sure most of you know, were against Street Bender. Happy New Year's to that guy. I actually bought these on, I believe, it was either sale or clearance sale back in November, like an early Black Friday kind of thing. And I got these because I got these a few years ago from Combat Sports International. And, you know, I really liked them. So, I believe those are the these are the Combat Sports Pro grappling gloves. I'm gonna look up what those are real quick. I forgot to do it before starting the video, but I know it's something pro. So they've got like a million types of MMA gloves, and they all have like really weird names. So let me go check this out real quick for you. And I'll even throw in a screenshot here of these particular gloves. Let's see. Yeah, I believe these are the Combat Sports International Pro Style MMA gloves. I got them for, I believe, $20 or $25. Oh yeah, so here they are right here on sale for, I guess they have a newer model that's a solid color. As you can see, this has the black and red. Yeah, there was these ones. The Combat Sports Pro Style MMA gloves, they're still on sale for $25 if you guys want to head over to Combat Sports International and buy them. Okay. So yeah, let's go look at some footage from those fights. And we'll go over some pros and cons. As you can see here, they're pretty light. They're pretty comfortable. I really liked the feel of them. I really liked the weight and the dexterity they give you. As you can see, they're really they really allow for easy grappling. And as you can see, if you saw my last fight, for sure you know that's really important, especially when you're trying to lock in submissions or slide in underneath. Like pummel or go for Americanas or Kimuras or arm bars from side, straight arm bars from side control. I definitely I definitely felt like I had more dexterity and more speed in those than the Sanable ones. I've noticed that I wore in my first fight. I will review those probably in a couple of weeks. But I noticed that those didn't fit so well with my JFO hand wraps. When I was fighting Storm Rider, I couldn't get a fully closed fist with those gloves and those wraps. And I used my JFO hand wraps under these when I was fighting here and in both of these fights. And as you can see, obviously, it didn't, hinder my ability to make a closed fist. Now, I noticed I have some old throwdown hand wraps, and when I wear my those other gloves with those, they fit just fine, and I have no problem using them. So I think it's just the thickness of the wraps. These definitely have plenty of space for a good, thick, well-padded knuckle MMA wrap with thicker wraps. So that's definitely one of the other pros. They stayed secured pretty well, too. I definitely didn't need any tape on them or anything while I was grappling and MMA fighting with Street Bender here. So those are most of the pros. Pretty straightforward. Good price. Good value for the price. I haven't had any like major issues with them so far. I really do like combat sports gear. It really does bring a good value for the money, and that's not just these gloves. I actually used to have some Combat Sports International shin instep guards too that I wish I still had. The only thing was those fully neoprene back ones were pretty hard to take off. They were a little small. I obviously have meaty calves. You know, the different environments I've used these in, as you can see from these clips, didn't really have a negative impact on the usage of these gloves at all either. Not that necessarily the Haywood, but usually the cages are pretty rough. Since they're homemade and they're just regular fencing. They don't have that kind of plastic coating or rubber coating that an actual MMA cage has. So I'm definitely very happy with the fact that when I was doing these cage exchanges with Street Bender, didn't tear or even really get scratched up against the cage. Not that my gloves ended up against the cage too much, but I mean it really held up pretty good. I believe they're genuine leather. Doesn't really say. It doesn't really say on the thing what they're made from. Huh, interesting. I didn't know this. This is some interesting information. I guess we can add this to the list of cons. Apparently, there's a Prop 65 warning on these, which means that there is a chemical in them that's potentially harmful. It's above a safe harbor limit. That's interesting to know. Maybe that's why they have a newer model of them. So that means it's probably synthetic leather. That or what they use to color it is somehow chemically not necessarily safe or the best thing ever. They have 3/4 of an inch of padding on them. As you can see, pretty standard. Now, one thing, and you'll notice, is the shape is different. I think these have a little bit more of a thicker padding over the knuckles themselves. And these held up. These have held me up a while, and I'll review these too. But I was going to use these actually the last fight, but I don't know if you can see that they're coming kind of apart now. Like, they literally started falling apart that day at Street Beefs West Coast 4. Now, another thing, and I'm going to cut the clip in here in a second, is this little shape difference here is one of the only negatives I had. If you can see this, it really is a very not streamlined design. And one of the downsides to this is that it doesn't really allow you to get out if someone really, pinches down when you've got an underhook, or even if you have an overhook, which you can see here. And then here in this other clip, I do this karate back knuckle here, and I think just the shape of this kind of dulled the impact a bit, whereas I feel like if I would have hit it with the the other combat sports glove, it would have been a bit more effective and done a little more damage instead of just being kind of like making contact and just not having any real flat surface or just, smooth surface to hit with. Whereas with this, as you can see, this just the way it hits is just different. It literally hits different. But I think that's about it for this review. So I give them. I'm gonna give these like a 8 out of 10. They definitely have a good sturdy hoop and loop closure. Oh, that's the other thing about these that I really had a problem with was you can't really tell. Oh yeah, I mean I don't know if you can tell under the lighting, but that little red like piping around the wrap part, that started to wear off actually really quick. It was a lot smoother. Now it's kind of rough. Like it rubbed off really easy training and during training, and I think that's a little bit of a problem because that means the actual leather backing on the wrap is gonna, especially since the ends are what keeps the main part kind of held together. I feel like that's going to deteriorate faster than the rest of the glove, which is the only other downside. And eventually, I will have to use tape on them. But yeah, like I said, about an 8 out of 10. I definitely will be buying more things from Combat Sports International, but I understand entirely why they're on clearance for $25 and why they seem to have a newer model out, which I'll probably also get later. They're $50. I actually like another pair of the black ones. Those have lasted me for years. But I'll get more into that when I make a video about those. And those are like retailing on their website for probably close to $90 still, I think. But yeah, that's oh no, those are $40. So Combat Sports does some pretty good stuff if you're on a budget. The Max Strike and the safety MMA gloves they're more pricier models. But yeah, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Spread the channel around to all your friends. Help the channel grow. And stay tuned for me and more Street Beast fights coming up this year. Definitely one of my goals is to get another head kick knockout. But yeah, Shinigami out.